Boom. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. The Fatter
Ladies
Comedy
and
Cast
gentlemen,
number 999.
9-time world champion.
Well, here we are again in the bunker.
What up, though?
What's
Quarantine,
going on?
baby.
And you're not going to work now, are you?
Nope, I've been sanctioned home now. I did it a day or two prematurely. They tried to get me to come scaffed in there today, but found out two of my coworkers were riding the old pain train
Yeah.
with the virus. I said, well, I don't know. It's all up in the air if this shit's staying on hard goods or touch a desk for the next 2 weeks or 3 days or 1 hour, and nobody knows. It's just so much up in the air. I hate to be the pussy of the group, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, Ashley hasn't been feeling the best either. She doesn't know what she's floating around with. So, given everything I just said, listen, this is stupid. I'm pulling the plug early. So, I'm at home now. It had nothing to do with laziness, dead honesty. I mean, it has way more to do with, dude. I like these memes where they talk about if you watch the media, you're just like in the fetal position with a trash bag over yourself because it
Yeah,
really
because all
gets in
they
my
show is
head.
negative. Right.
Well, it gets in my head, dude. You got 15 different reliable sources, none of you can trust because it's literally like they're all contradicting. You know, you can't touch this, you can't breathe. Now you can't go outside without a mask. You can't do that. So I said, well, I don't know. I feel like I have a good immune system, but I like to think down upon it. I like to think shitty upon it. So I
Well, you're
keep it.
beating it up with the brews and the buds.
It's like Will Ferrell with his hot wife in that cop movie where like he doesn't recognize her as super hot.
What, the good guy?
Yeah, the good guy. So he's
Yeah.
always like, sorry, she's wearing this. You know, that's what I do with my immune system. I keep my immune system on a real low pedestal so that it mystifies me every time. I can't believe I survived. And
Right. Well,
so
I just
that's
wanted to
how I
go
look
out
at it.
there and we've been joking around and stuff, but again, I want to make sure everybody knows that we're not fucking making light of the situation. We are taking our precautions. We're treating it very seriously, but at the same time, we're trying to create a little bit of relief from exactly what you were saying. The media is just so negative. They're not showing all the people that are recovering. They're not showing all the people that are pulling through and getting back to health. They're just showing you the death toll and stuff, and that's no one wants to be with that. It's gonna hurt the brain sooner or later. That's the problem.
You know, this is happening so fast. I think like America's addicted to finding out if they have the virus more than curing the virus. So like I really believe that's why our I'm looking at current stats right now, 366,153 in America alone. We have almost now tripled. Spain is the closest, Italy close
Yeah,
behind with 136. I feel that it's not that it's a pandemic everywhere you look, but I feel like it's worse here because now we're testing it. You know, Americans' curiosity. Now we're just it's getting the best of us. We're just, I gotta know, do I have it? Like, you have no
yeah.
symptoms, zombie. Get the fuck out of here. You
Well,
know,
that's
so
also one of the problems is we don't have the testing kits. Like I think in China and another Eastern country, they had little like stop stations where you could pull up and actually get tested, and they weren't letting you even enter the city if you had fevers and shit. And that's actually how they helped level out the curve there.
yeah. But if you watch the videos, it wasn't that kind of polite. Just pull right over here to the
Yeah.
testing center. No, it was
Oh,
literally every car. And when you had it, you would have thought you were trying to smuggle LSD into a fish show. These motherfuckers went ape shit. They
yeah.
were literally getting them out of their car with fish nets around the top of their head, like the top half of their head, and then pulling them out of the car. They're like coming out like a fucking
Wow.
flounder.
They're
So,
wrangling them up.
right. And they didn't have the crematorium stop for 6 days or something 24/7. These things were pumping. So, God
I
knows
know
what
it's
they did.
scary.
I think the only way they kept it at such a minimum is to get real dark with it, but I don't, who knows? It's hard to know what's going on over those golden walls.
Well, it's hard to know what's going on with our media too, because it's like one media. Take the election for one thing. One group, like Fox 2, is fully on board with Trump, and then CNN's the exact opposite. So
They're
it's
both
like,
fake. They're all
right,
fake. They're all
yeah.
fake. They're
Well,
after
there's
their
probably
own.
some nuggets of truth
There's
within there,
truth
but
sprinkled.
yeah,
Yeah, they're sprinkling in. It's like, well, we got a buddy that's had a lot of Detroit knowledge or ahead of the game or whatever because of what his parents did for a living. And we see him posting all the time. Definitely a diehard Trump guy. And he's talking shit about Whitmore, about how she's saying the hospitals are full in downtown Detroit. And he's saying, no, the parking lots are empty and they're not full. I don't know who to believe, right? The guy I
Yeah.
known for 30 years or the fucking governor. That's the sad part of what's happened in this day and age is where you get your news, how you get your news. And I'm just as guilty as 99% of America because I don't have trusted sources. I finger fuck through Facebook. I walk out thinking I know more. If any of those stories are inaccurate, I literally walk out knowing less, not even knowing it. So
Yeah.
it's tough. You seem like more of a kind of guy that would go to dig out the actual truth, or more of a
Well, you got to take it as a
chase the
grain of
news.
salt, you know. To me, most of the stuff that I've learned regarding anything is the truth usually lies in between the middle somewhere. So you just gotta take it for what it is. But I've had firsthand encounters with nurses working in Detroit, and they said this shit's pretty fucking insane. And after I got done talking to them, I was all worried because they're not gonna lie. But again, I don't know. I don't know exactly
Right.
what's going on.
No, and I heard the same thing from a nurse I spoke to that it's batshit crazy and they're at the threshold. And that the bottom line of it is, and the same friend I'm talking about on Facebook posted the other day about how these hospitals are blaming Trump that they're out of goods. Let's not forget these hospitals, mass majority of them are are privately owned.
Yeah.
They're mega money machine conglomerates that, as far as I'm concerned, if you want to know, I mean, down a non-comedic route, but I don't know much about Obamacare or how any of that works other than how it affects me directly. But what I know is I'd rather either the government needs to be all in with hospitals and they own it, or and we take them out of the public sector. I just don't get these people making so much money off of holistics, and a bag of saline water is minimum $95. It's literally salt mixed with water put into your body. And because they put it in a snazzy bag, it's $95 to $150 to our insurance companies. And or if you haven't met your deductible, how about that fun? Then it comes to you. These people are printing money, but then you want to blame the government. It doesn't matter who's at the helm of the government. You want to blame the government then that it's their fault that you don't have enough masks and gloves. I have a buddy that went to Iraq twice, resuscitator, then came back and got a job at St. John Hospital, right in Detroit, right outside Grosse Pointe. Good hospital, big hospital, the hospital I stared at out my bedroom window as a kid. Loved looking at it, right? Well, he
Yeah.
says it's worse than the two hospitals they put up in a weekend in Iraq. He goes, we don't have gauze, we don't have gloves, we don't have masks. This is going back 2 decades, okay, or going back 15 years. This isn't ready for the pandemic. This isn't last week. This is habitual. These hospitals were like so many businesses out there. This is a rude awakening for so many businesses. They were completely unprepared. Our infrastructure is dog doo, bro, on so many levels. And it's very frustrating when we got to hear all this news about going back and forth. What are your right wing or left wing? I do not care. Let's just come to the table and unite and share our fucking knowledge and goods, dude. Why are we fucking looking like third world countries in some of these cases?
Yeah, it's pretty scary, but you got money, you're gonna come out ahead. I don't know. I don't know enough to get into this stuff with you. I just try and keep a level head with it and support the people that need the supporting. Have you been grocery shopping? What's going on over there?
I did about 1,500 in the month of March, pretty much my highest ever surplus. So I'm good for the next 2 weeks.
What'd
I
you do? Did you get curbside pickup?
No, I went to Kroger and my girl fought the lines and went to Kroger. Um, we went on two separate missions and actually three total. And I got more Kroger fuel points than I've ever had in my life. I mean, they're actually paying me now to go get gas. I bought
Yeah.
so much shit, but
Well, gas is already so cheap. They might be paying you.
well, it's funny. The first time I went, I go, I'm gonna get the bare necessities. I start coming out with lamb chops, and
Hey,
I
this
go, you
guy's
know
eating
what? I go,
fat.
if I'm gonna get fucking stuck in my house, I'm gonna have the creme de la creme shit. So
Yeah, I
then,
bought a
okay,
fillet myself. Yeah.
I get the lamb. I mean, I'm talking about load up. It was a $700 mission. I did not mean to do that. So I come home. I unloaded all by myself. You know, my girl was still working at this time. This is 3 weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
The second mission, I go, okay, the last mission got severely out of hand. I said I was going for what I needed. I ended up coming out with lobster tails and shrimp and lamb chops and literally the finest prosciutto and all this shit that's nice. And then the second time I go, okay. And then I went for just like the house cleaners and the paper goods and this one, it was still able to get that shit and the medicines and all this soup, rice, Uncle Ben's 3 minute and a half rice in the bag, cooking in the microwave. They're phenomenal. And a bunch of shit to load up my closet. So I had my own little apartment bunker over here, God forbid. And that was another $400. And then after that,
Jesus.
3 days ago, we realized, okay, well, we better really fine tune this down to the bare necessities to get us through the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, canned goods.
Brie cheese, hummus with roasted pepper, still going with the good shit.
Yeah,
but
that's gonna spoil quickly, my friend.
not with this fat guy. Godzilla's here, ready to
Well,
fucking
you need
attack
shit. You need buckets of food that are gonna last a couple of months. This guy's buying shit that's crumbling within the week.
This was eye-opening. When I buy a house, I'm 100% going to have, call me crazy, call me nuts, call me prepared, whatever you want. I'm going to have a doomsday bunker of some sort. It might start off as the smallest, just an office room where it's got enough goods to go for 3 months. But this has been proof. These people with toilet paper and paper goods has really turned a blind eye to something that this is going to be ape shit if it ever got worse than what. And it's going to. Okay, this is the beginning. And this is how generations handle shit. You used to have a tornado drill when you thought nukes were going to drop on your fucking head, and all you did was get under the desk. Now, the little pussified fucking nation or generation, they're running like fucking mass zombies the second that tornado drill goes off. And in this case, it was a fucking virus. So I can't trust the motherfuckers around me. I got a place I want to go if everything hits the fan, my buddy's cottage. I got a couple of them lined up, though. And, because what am I going to do? Stay at my apartment? I'm going to get hoarded, ransacked in a week. All I got is a couple baseball bats and a fucking silver shovel from the groundbreaking in Comerica Park. I ain't got shit.
Yeah, the apartment building, that might be a fucking catastrophe.
Oh, can you imagine, dude? Fucking World War Z.
I told you, you're playing those video games. It's like you're training for real life. Maybe.
Yeah, other than I still can't pull up a gun like that of that magnitude and shoot it. I really need some lessons out here. I've been telling my buddy where we shot titties and grits, David, that I need a lesson there. He has guns in every room and shit.
He's got himself a nice little fortress. I'd go there first.
Yeah, that would be my first
shop.
meeting point, but I'm sure see, the thing is, I'm late in his friend's game. Okay? He's 35.
All his friends are blowing him up now.
Well, no, I'm right. Exactly. Like, am I going to be the first one let on? I'm probably going to be the dude that he's got to have a tough conversation with at the front door. Where he's like, James, I'm loaded up here, dude. I love you, man. Best of luck, but
you always need some laughs, though. I'm sure his friends aren't as funny as you.
Ooh, I like that. Look at that back.
You gotta have the jester in the room. You got value, bro. Even the kings would keep you around for a little bit. Until you didn't make them laugh anymore, then you were killed.
I would have been great at that. I would have been a great fucking court gesture.
Oh, that's a skit.
Do I want Tony, Brad, or Jim again?
Yeah.
You know what? Call Jimbo Detroit back up here. Let's see what he's got in.
Well, you killed Brad last weekend. Here's Jimmy.
Give me another fucking snort. I'm going to see the king.
What happened with the jesters, though? Did they get women, or how were they treated? I'm sure they were fed.
They were still in the pecking order. They were still above half the pecking order.
Right. So there's a card with them.
Oh,
so.
Dude, they're fucking all the king's droppings. If you didn't get up to the king, and then the prince was like, "Nah, I'm tight," or he sucked you up, all the trickles fell down to the gesture there, and he was having a fucking field day. Plus, he was probably sneaking half the puss anyways because he was funny. He had that commodity, so
he was shocking the puss.
He was fucking getting it. Funny guys always do all right, even my ugly ass, we always do all right. So
you got to look at it from a woman's, like, women, I don't know, it's hard to disconnect from the male brain and actually put yourself into a woman, but because men are so looks driven to a degree, so men are always looking right at the shell. Women, they see the shell, but for 50-50 they're usually going to see just a normal dude. what's underneath is what matters. You know, again, if you're in a long-term relationship with a woman, you're gonna need something more sustainable than just looks too.
Sure, sure, sure.
But again, at the first glance, you got to be attracted. But for women, success and all that shit, humor is a nice aphrodisiac, though.
100%. And I think it's literally like, you know what? I did meet this cool chick one time. I was about to say it's all about no dead silence, but actually she boiled down to how she loved dead silence, and she knew that she wasn't. If someone couldn't have awkward dead silence, she wasn't interested in them. And I
Yeah.
always liked this conversation. It stuck out in my brain very much so. In fact, I ended up
You
hiring
talking
her
about
to.
Uma Thurman?
No, I ended up hiring this young lady um, to work at the car wash.
Yeah, we
And
know
at
what you were
the
doing, bro.
so
This guy's trying to
uh,
reenact the scene from Car Wash, the film.
yeah.
Titties on the window.
Hey yo, Snoop! Hey yo, Snoop Dogg!
No, but I think you're describing. Don't they talk about that in Pulp Fiction when Travolta takes out Thurman and they bring up the awkward silence
Hmm.
and they connect with each other? I'm pretty sure that
I don't know
happens.
that scene that well. I don't know Pulp Fiction that well, to be honest. I've only seen it one time.
Yeah.
People
Oh,
always
great
talk
film.
about the Bruce Willis saves the gay guy part or something. I don't really know. I guess I'm bringing
That's
that up because
the imp part, man.
I
He
just
gets
saw. I watched the roast of Bruce Willis the other night,
yeah.
and I've been going through some roasts lately, just backtracking on ones I've seen already and that, but they're still funny. Mike the Situation, brutal, like horrible
Oh, he
set
thinks
list
he's
on Donald
hilarious.
Trump. Oh no, he did so bad. I went
Yeah.
back and
He
watched that nightmare.
I don't even think he wrote the jokes for that either, but some of it's the
He didn't
delivery
deliver
because
them either.
yeah, Andy Samberg, he goes, what? He doesn't even make up jokes. Did you see with him? I don't know if he was on Hasselhoff or which one he was on, but his jokes were just so stupid and bland. But he goes, you're roasted. He goes, roasted you again. It's all the way he delivered it. Same thing with
Right.
Norm
Well,
Macdonald.
those guys though, like when you get the behind the scenes shit, they're nervous. You know, these guys are
Oh
actors.
yeah.
They're paid to do this or that. They're still nervous. They don't trust their material. They've done a run through. You know, it's always funny to me to try and gauge the fake laughing in that because they do a rehearsal. If I looked more into the National Lampoon's way of roasting, they do a rehearsal the night before where they
Yeah.
practice all their shticks. And Comedy Central has pretty much pulled this from National Lampoon's. National Lampoon's
You
is
sure
just
it's
started it.
Lampoons?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, baby.
Because the Friars Club in New York, it's like a prestigious
Oh yeah, the Friars
restaurant.
Club.
They
That's
do
highly
that.
involved with
Those.
National Lampoon's. They were
Oh,
involved with the
really?
movies too. Yes, 100%. They were
Okay.
involved with the movies too. They backed some of the movies to get Lampoon's off the ground. Lampoon's was doing Friars Club like weekly and that's how it became a group. Those guys were all part of the Friars Club. That's exactly where it comes from. But
Well, all
National
right.
Lampoon's is highly involved, and so is Friars on the
We're gonna
even.
hold Jimmy to that information, ladies and gentlemen. Leave a like in a comment below if
I'm
we
gonna
are
leave
right or
right
wrong.
now, you son of a gun. Let's start
Yeah.
searching shit.
But so you're loaded up for a long time, huh? You got enough food to last you. What's going on? I know your girlfriend has some kids. Are they coming in and out, or are they quarantined at the father's place?
Quarantine at grandma's and dad's.
Yeah.
So going real good there. And that was a family decision, not because the size of my living establishment. Those kids are always welcome here. I love both of them, and they hang out weekends, whatever, you know. But it made sense not to keep going back and forth, one with
Oh
the
yeah.
adults, two with the kids. So we picked a home base at grandma's there, and that's what we did because Ashley, with her job, was coming and going from Detroit up till 3 weeks ago. She got cut early; they were ahead of the curve, so props to them. And and I was still going to work up until a week ago, so I didn't want them subjected just because I have to see 50 customers a day, and Ashley's got to see 100 customers a day. Doesn't mean they should have to at 9 and 12 years old, you know. So
Yeah.
that was the mentality there. But we miss them. We've been FaceTiming them.
I
I
was gonna
face.
say, yeah, you got technology, so you can stay in touch, and they probably know how to work this stuff better than we do.
Mhm.
It's hilarious. It's crazy. You give them a fucking iPad, they're geniuses.
Well, kids, if you FaceTime them, all they're interested in doing majority of the time is playing with those different face recognition things.
Yeah.
You know, or change your face. But that was great what you showed me earlier. Some dude able to do all those celebrities
That
and
was
bust.
Joe Rogan's channel. I don't know who did that. I don't think that's him.
That didn't look like him, but I don't know what
No.
that was, but it was great.
I thought the Michael Jackson thing was funny and you'd get a kick out of that.
I mean,
Because
it
he
looked
was
like
bring the
him, too.
children.
Yeah. It looked like him too.
Did you see that thing they were making fun of? The Gail Gadot Imagine. She got a bunch of celebrities together and they sang the Imagine song.
No, I didn't get
People
the
are
gist of what was going on.
oh
Those were real celebrities, or that was
no, that what you saw was it was like the face swap thing. But so what happened was Gail Gadot, you know who that is, right? Wonder Woman. She
okay.
plays Wonder Woman.
She's
She got
hot.
she got a bunch of celebrities to do like a FaceTime thing, and they sang the song "Imagine" by John Lennon as like an inspirational song to put out on the internet. Problem is, it backfired, and it backfired hard because people are infuriated with these rich ass people just singing a song and trying to make everybody happy when people are dying and shit. So people people went, they started making fun of it. Everybody was talking about it. I'm surprised you didn't hear anything about it. But you don't listen to podcasts much, do you? Or
No,
radio?
as much like and doing them on a nightly basis is getting me more into it. But no, I've been laying low. I used to do a
Yeah.
lot, but
I
I
watch more
guess
of the clips.
there's so much material nowadays, dude. I can't keep up with it all. That's the problem for everybody. Anybody. That's why if you watch 2 minutes of our shit, I literally am like mystified because it's uh there's so much
Well, they're
out there.
averaging 5 minutes, so we're
There's so
getting
much
them
out
hooked.
there.
Zzz. But I pay for Sirius and I pay for the Stern package. Ah. So I've been listening to him lately, and he had
Is he
Tracy
going?
Morgan on.
He's going remotely, right?
Yeah, well, they're doing Zoom. Him, Robin, and Fred, they're all from their own homes, but he's been having some pretty good guests on. He had Tracy Morgan on today. This guy's got a 30,000 square foot home, just living off that Walmart money. He says he's got one of the biggest fish tanks in America in his
Oh yeah,
house.
I've seen it.
Badass.
You can see it made on that show on Animal Planet, Insane Fish Tanks or
Yeah.
something. They make it on that show. It's pretty sick. But he's funny on that show too. For
Dude,
what
he's
that
fucking. He's one of the funniest guys out there. He's talking.
you
Stern's
know
like,
how would
he's asking him if he's got food for a shark, and she goes, "Damn shark ate lobster last night."
damn sharks eat better than us, Howard.
Yeah, but he had like a mask on, and Howard's asking him about staying quarantined, this and that. And this fucking guy literally has like 6 people. He's got one of his comedian friends hanging out there. He's got a masseuse hanging out there. He's got his barber hanging out there. He's got a full house of people, and Howard's just up in arms. You're not quarantined. You're not quarantined. He goes, "We're good, bro. We in the ghetto."
Man, Howard, these people been here for 4 weeks. I can't get them to leave.
So I think they call it the Rona.
Yeah,
His brothers call that shit Rona.
yeah, the inner city. Yeah, yep. My buddy taught me that. You see this Pussy Galore, Bond actress Honor Blackman died today. She was 94. And shout out Al Kaline, Mr. Tiger. They don't know cause of death yet, but Al Kaline just died 1 o'clock today or something. My dad got noticed.
Yeah.
He says he doesn't know cause yet, but died in his house in Bloomfield. 85. Could be the virus. They don't know. But Pussy Galore. Damn, I love me some Bond movies. You a Bond guy?
Yeah, not necessarily the old ones. I've seen lots of bits and pieces from them, but
Idiot.
I do
Go
like
back.
yeah, I know. What's the best one?
Goldfinger's real good. That Pussy Galore's in Goldfinger.
What's
And
the
that's
one
where
with
a lot
Odd
of
Job?
that's a ton of what Mike Myers played off of Goldfinger. But dude, I like all the Connery ones, dude. Sean Connery was the fucking man, and it's just they're funny because they got the humor. He hits someone, you got this loud like whip crack,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like it's just
I
well
watched
done.
one the other day, and it was just it was so offensive to women. Like he smacks this girl on the ass. He goes, "It's men talking time." I can't remember what the fuck he said, but
Right.
it was pretty outdated. But
See, but they've
what are
done
you gonna
good
do?
to make those equal rights and give you that feeling, you know. But a different day and age is a different day and age, and it is what
Right.
it is. So I'm not a woman, so it doesn't offend me, but at the same time, you could be offended for uh, for them. I just it doesn't. I just know it's a different day and time. So I think it's really
Yeah.
cool on two avenues. I know you mentioned that because you get to see how far we've come, and then you get to relive it. But Connery is fucking amazing in that role.
So he's your favorite one?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
hear you.
Sean Connery is fucking badass.
Yeah, I
Um,
like him too. He's a good actor.
he's short and sweet with the ladies. He's short and sweet with the fucking bosses, and he's believable as the character. He's in phenomenal shape back then. Like it's different than nowadays, where
I
they're
like
going
Daniel
on.
Craig. I think he's pretty good.
I'm not talking shit about him, but he just. It's almost like Sean Connery was just built for the role because I
Yeah,
don't
he's a
think
bigger
anything he
dude.
ever did was. I mean, I like his other work, but it's not as good as that. And it wasn't just it was tailor fit for this character,
Yeah.
just 6'2", string bean, fucking still built.
That's
Daniel,
Indiana Jones's father you're talking there.
no, but what?
Yeah, he plays Indiana Jones's
Oh,
dad.
yes. They don't unveil him till the third one there.
Right.
Last Crusade. Does he come back for the Lost Skull or whatever?
No, he was dead.
No, he's not.
Oh, he isn't?
No, I don't think so. He's living a
Well,
fucking badass life in
yeah,
Europe,
maybe he's getting those kid transfusions.
Ireland or something.
Well, he's Scottish, so
Yeah,
I have to
Scotland.
bust you on that
Dude,
one.
he's probably got some nuts castle there.
Yeah, he's chilling in the cliffs of Dover. Wow, even Google has their logo is trying to crush the curve.
There was a lot. So if you go back after Connery did a couple of the first Bonds, he was done. He goes, I'm done, dude. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be stereotyped in this character. And they kept throwing money at this motherfucker till he finally came back and it was just a good move. But he did seven of them
Okay.
from 62 to 83.
And how many total Bond films are there?
Ooh.
30?
No, 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 no. I'd say 17, but
What?
I'll find out in a second, but I'd say 17.
Well, between Pierce and Daniel Craig, they did 10. Then you
No.
got Roger Moore.
No, 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 no.
Trying to think who else played him. Yeah, I think that was a big stepping stone for Sean Connery. And then he did the League of Gentlemen. That was a flop. I'm sure I think they had.
26, you're damn right,
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
Almost
boom.
30, baby.
I wonder what they're gonna do for the 30th. I think they're going with a Black Bond coming up soon. That Elba. I can't even pronounce his name. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that the dude that plays
He might be
the
badass.
is that Marvel's Black Panther?
No, maybe. It's Elba. It's Uris Elba or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
no, he just got coronavirus. Yeah,
Oh, he did.
yeah, older black
Fuck.
guy. I'd like to see someone else other than that, but I like a Black Bond. That really sounds cool.
And then I'm sure they'll try and go with a woman. I think they were talking about doing a woman Bond too, but that they're having trouble with those transfer movies. Like they did the women's version of Ghostbusters. That didn't fucking pan out.
I think Pierce Brosnan is my second, then Roger
Oh,
Moore.
really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, dude,
Dude,
another guy with a good accent, good
Daniel
looking.
Craig is good. I don't know why you're
I'm
against
not
this man.
saying he's
So
bad. All right, he's
he
just
he
not
made
as
some of the
good as
best
the
ones.
no.
Oh yeah, look up the ratings, my friend.
That's
Casino
because you got
Royale
new
was the
school. What
bomb.
the fuck? You don't even have Cisco and Ebert anymore. You got these
I
new.
am Ebert.
You got these kids now that come out, and why is Cisco the fat one? No, you're Cisco. You're
I'm the fat one now.
no.
Oh
Cisco's the thin one, isn't
yeah,
he?
he's still alive though. I was gonna say I'm
No,
Ebert
Gene Cisco died.
reincarnated.
The skinny one died before the fat one.
You sure?
Yes,
Because it was Siskel and Roper at one point.
Ebert. No,
No, it was
Cisco
Siskel
died,
and
dude,
Roper.
like a decade ago.
Dude, this fucking guy. This guy's just like the news. He's none of his facts are straight, and we're starting to question if he.
Gene Siskel, 1946 to 1999. He died at 53. Died 21 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, he's the white hair guy.
Looks like my dad. Yeah.
Right.
No, he's not white haired. He's dark haired, but balding on top. He's got the horseshoe.
Okay. And Richard Roper, it's the white hair.
He came in after Siskel. I don't remember, but um, that's where I stopped watching him at all.
Yeah.
Here
I
they
used
are.
to watch the old ones. And then they
They're
start making fun of movies I fucking love, and I hate these turds. Some
right.
of their ideas, again, it's just an opinion. What are they basing it on? A lot of the time they're pretty spot on, but I think
Nah,
they
I mean,
what movie did they say was bad? They said Casino wasn't good, or one of
yeah,
them
that's what I'm
gave me
saying. I don't
fucking
know that any of the reviews really hit me. I don't think they liked one thing. Half of these comedians did.
yeah, they don't like comedy, I'll tell you that.
Due to go back and watch a little Beverly Hills Cop, dude. I fucking
I think the first Beverly Hills Cop got good ratings though. Cause that's the kind of movie I would like to make where there's some good heart to it. And maybe we could get into the talk about this movie I'm writing because the first part of the movie takes place of me driving a car to a party. And if we have Fargo's house, that could be the location for this party.
yeah.
That thing
Uh,
would be titties and
let's
grits.
let's talk to him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a very smooth going guy. I'm sure we can talk to him.
Yeah.
He's
But
approachable.
my idea would be is to try and figure out how to boil the movie down into a short film, make the short film, and then try and get funding to make an actual feature film. Have you ever seen the movie Whiplash?
No.
It's bad the fuck ass. It's about a drummer, this kid that goes to college and he tries to become like a crazy jazz drummer, and his teacher like slaps him and shit. He like abuses him, but it pushes him to become fucking awesome. It's a really good movie. I would recommend Whiplash. Anyways, they made there's one scene in Whiplash that they recreated, but they made that one scene as a short film before they made anything else. And then they got funding, and then they made the feature film. So it was like a kind of a they were trying to get some. They were doing something with the short film. So if we could film one part of the movie, the idea behind the movie is this guy's trying to he thinks it's based on my life. So you know how that goes. Real confused.
This summer, a promising young drummer enrolls at a cutthroat music conservatory where his dreams of greatness are mentored by an instructor who will stop at nothing to realize a student's potential. From director Damien Chazelle, written by Damien Chazelle, stars Miles Teller, J.K. Simmons, Melissa
Yeah.
Bonnet.
J.K. Simmons won an
Whiplash,
award for that.
2014.
You should watch that tonight if you want. It's really good, dude. I think it's fucking phenomenal. J.K. Simmons slaps a young boy in drum class.
I can't do it, coach.
No, that's exact. He goes, am I dragging or what does he say? Am I fuck, I can't remember what he's asking him. Am I rushing or dragging? And he just slaps him in the head.
Does it pop up?
No, I do. Hello. How
Hey,
are you guys?
how do you
Stop
stop sharing?
stop trying to control shit that you don't know how to fucking control, man.
Damn it.
We already lost half our crowd. But we're gonna get some
Two
GP stuff.
Kevins is worse than one.
Yeah, two Kevins is better than none. But we were talking about the old Gross Point days when we were growing up as a kid, and there's just so much classic material that we're gonna write a rap song about our old high school days. Because even though we went to different high schools, the city still spun for us, and we were still going down to Maryland getting graham bags and Phillip Street, hitting the Ashland bump.
I remember when a new house would get announced and it was like, all right, you got to go to French Road off 94. Then you're going to want to get off, go right,
Yeah.
make a quick left. I mean, man, I remember some of these houses we'd show up. You got to go around to the back of the door. There's like its own little door. There's a
Oh my
dog
God.
chained up on a 5-pound fucking chain.
Could you imagine your kids doing? We used to go to this house on Phillip, and I remember I had to go and sit inside one time, And my buddy kept telling me, this isn't a drug house. This isn't a drug house. We go in there, there's fucking crack. Every drug known to man was being shipped out of this house. Gosh, that's why I'm nervous about having kids. I already worry about things,
Your
but
cousin always used to come get me. I'd get drunk or hang out at Scotty's house off
yeah.
Chatsworth because my
Oh
move
man.
was always to get cool with the dude, like the highest dude I could get cool with on the block or wherever it was,
Of
so that
course.
I had the Italian old theory, dude. So I had some type of protection in an area where I had no protection. So um, we had some stupid shit go down. Like we uh, we were trying to sell speakers one time in the inner city there, me and Rizzy Riz, and that went haywire.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sure.
just multiple different scenarios, but your cousin's got some good stories from picking me up from Scotty's house. I got too hammered one night there. I'm puking all over the bathroom. And he's like, "Man, what the fuck? What the fuck is this white boy doing in here?" And it
Yeah.
was fucking destroyed the fucking bathroom. But yeah, I used to buy a bunch of bud there, dime bags, dime bag Daryl.
Yeah, that's funny you say it was on Chatsworth, right?
Mm-hmm.
My dad had a house on Chatsworth in the 70s, and he used to tell me, because I was cutting, I think we had a lawn there with the old Ted Swarthout Property Service. And when we would go there, I was telling my dad, I got a lawn on Chatsworth. He goes, "Oh, Chatsworth." This guy told me the address. It was on the block that we were cutting and stuff. And I found the house. He said people would just, they were partying nonstop there. This is the old 70s days.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My dad grew up in the '70s on Dresden, and my grandpa was successful enough to buy. My dad had six brothers, uh,
Damn.
or five brothers. There's six boys,
Yeah.
and so the one house in Detroit. Even though these houses, when you go back, the square footage are decent. You know, you're like 2,200. They're kind of deceiving in some of these things. Some are way
Uh-huh.
bigger. You know, especially like Indian Village and shit. These things are conglomerates,
Oh, yeah.
but so they had a nice big brick home, but they bought the house next door so the boys could live in their own house and the parents were in theirs, even when they were younger. But then they would all come together for lunch or to go to school or whatever, because you had a wide age group. I mean, my dad was a professional organist by 14, so he's basically on his own, even though he's living out of the house. He's taking the bus or his bike to masses and different gigs to play. So
That's sick.
but they had both houses next door and they took down all the fences, and every winter they would put up a full size hockey rink because they had both backyards to fuck with, and the winters were way more consistent than nowadays.
Yeah.
But you go back and you look at these places now, we still donate our time to the church that's local there on like the Christmas and like Thanksgiving, and that we'll go, and Thanksgiving we'll go set up the manger and that stuff. It's like big clay. It's like a big clay manger for a church, right? It's
Uh-huh.
in the middle of the city, and it's really dilapidated or gone behind now. But you can't even believe what it used to look like. I mean,
Yeah. That's one thing Detroit really has is some beautiful fucking churches. Even Grosse Pointe. I was gonna do a photography series on just all the churches because there's some really, really sick architecture, especially
yeah,
in
big time,
Detroit. There's some
big
serious
time.
old ones.
I just saw a really cool show on like I've been going down the rabbit hole on these mansions and these real estate guys that, well, the house is for sale, they show you inside of it, and some of these are just, and it's cool just as I'm looking to buy a home of dreams, or like, damn, how could I include something like that on the poor man version. uh
Right.
but some of these, like spending $1 million on a pool, and not necessarily because the pool's that big. It might just be because the tight logistics of their property are small, or whatever the case. I go down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida every year. This year it sounds like it's changing a little bit due to the world climate, but
Yeah.
there's these two billionaires right on Fort Lauderdale, right on the ocean,
Uh-huh.
and they have beachfront properties there. There are these two homes, and as the years go on, these two billionaires are fighting over who's got the tallest home, who's got the most square footage, who's got the best beachfront, who's got the best cars. So they
Yeah.
got the one dude just got the new Bentley SUV. So this is last year. So the guy next door pulls in with the new Lamborghini SUV, which is like $600,000. No,
Damn.
it's $404,000 Lamborghini SUV.
Let me look this thing up because it kind of sounds ugly.
It kind of is beautiful. So, but they're just one after another. These guys go at each other. It's just, but it leads me back to the beginning of what we were talking about and what I didn't get to ask you, but I was thinking of what is enough for you where you just start saying, okay, even if I'm addicted to working and I continue to work with the amount of money I have, all this money I'm going to donate to this and this and this because I know we could end a lot of hunger. We certainly could end a lot of people living on the streets, even if we're building communals, big buildings
Yeah.
holding a bunch of these homeless. What is enough for Kevin Hogan where you turn off the faucet and literally Bill Gates tries to do the best he can, but he still floats back into I gotta have money kind of thing, or I always gotta have it coming in. When do you turn it off, and do you? Do you not? Are you that capitalistic that you keep going? I gotta be the biggest billionaire.
No, for me, my life's all about creating things, and to me, money is a way of being free. Well, that's why it's important because it gives you the opportunity to not have to focus on things that you may not like, and then frees you up to make stuff. So I don't know. It's a tough question. If I had a decent size home, if I had a 2,500 square foot home, I'd be plenty happy. That's enough room for me and a little family. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't turn it off at that point. Okay, so like now you've
Right.
got a 20. So I mean, if someone handed you, let's say one of your videos hits, right? I'd love to be along for the ride. I hope I'm in it. But let's say one of your videos hits,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
get 50 million. Do you
That's
then
enough.
say, I'm gonna build my projects now. I'm gonna use my creativity and do more fun shit, or are you like, holy fuck, I got to do a video now that's 100 million now that I hit like that, or
No, I would rather create like if I had 50 million, I would definitely write that movie and then hire actual actors and stuff and try and make a badass piece of art that will withstand the test of time.
God, see, we're different like that though, because think about the rabbit holes like Marvels and that are $300 million movies to
Yeah,
make.
but there's a lot more people involved than one, so you got to pay that shit out. Who know? I mean, like I was telling you, fucking who's the dude that created all the characters?
Stan Lee,
Stan Lee. He didn't even get that much from that stuff.
right?
So he was more about just creating, which again, now that he died, does the amount of money he had, yeah, I'm sure that matters for his family, but what we're really gonna remember him from is the Iron Man, the Spider Man, all the awesome characters that he created. And like the character I'm creating, it's called Pink Spider Man.
All right, dude, this guy, we're trying to, folks, we're trying to get him to have an original idea. We're force feeding it down a tube to him. The guy goes, Pink Spider Man.
Yeah, my cousin thought of that one.
I get it.
PC Comics, my friend.
Yeah. Trans man. What was the line earlier today?
Oh man, let's
It
see.
goes to the
He's not Iron Man, but his powers can transform himself from woman to man. Your brain is useless. You can't foil the plan. When there's
PC
no
Comics. It's trans man.
when there's no gender with gigantic hands. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see what
Like James
happens.
Bond, he's spoiling plans.
007 in between his hands.
That's his cock, motherfucker. Now give him again.
We
Give him
should do
again.
well.
We should do what?
We should wrap it up here, but we can tell people that stay tuned because we got some raps coming out. We don't know how we're gonna film this shit. It might be a video of some guys 6 feet away from each other.
We
We
got
could
some beats we're starting to pick out. We got some ideas. We got Gross Point. We want to do a
the dick
rap
one.
about growing up, and yeah, don't spoil that because
Uh,
that's the whole song is the hook.
2 words.
uh, I would like to do an official one with Iggy, made in China,
All
like your
right.
wife's vagina, made in China, made in China,
Yeah, you
made in
should. We should
China,
try and
made in
find some
China.
some kind of Chinese rap beat. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
No, yeah, but we could find something that's like
Like a
uh
geisha girl
like that. Damn, I
melody.
love the beat he's got in it. I gotta ask him where he got that. I'm pretty sure it's off YouTube stock.
Yeah, you'll be fired. You'll be sued.
You'll be fired. I
Looking
got
at this
this.
Lamborghini SUV, this thing is. I like the look of this thing better than the actual Lamborghini.
Put that thing on the screen, dude. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Oh shit. I really think so.
Oh yeah, it's 404 grand, ain't it? Something stupid.
I didn't even look at the price. See, I like
Kevin's the type of guy that doesn't even look at the price. I just bought two.
well, I got 50 million. Why would I?
Yeah, look at that thing, dude. Dude, so
Yeah.
I'm looking through the binoculars. This house is only like 100 feet away from my uncle's condo, but my uncle's condo's up 12 floors, so it's tall. I was using binoculars. I go, damn. I go, what do you pull up with now? I go, that car doesn't look like a normal Grand Cherokee. I go, what the fuck is that thing? And I use the
Yeah.
binoculars. I go, it's a fucking Lamborghini SUV. I go, Google that, mom. I
I
go,
like
these two.
I like the Land Rover Evoque. It's a crossover.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I love
I
that car.
might buy.
Yeah.
I might buy that as my next car. Actually,
Yeah, just get ready, dude, because it's like
get the
everything that
pump up.
company makes or all these others, dude. You go for an oil change, it's $150. You go for,
That's what my oil changes on my Grand Cherokee or my
well,
Cherokee.
When Al Sarah opens back up, just remember we're home of the 29.95 oil change. So you should come out on a Saturday, get your oil changed at 2, then we'll go back and film a dabs or something at the apartment and call it an
Yeah.
afternoon. We're 31.98 out the door, baby.
Well, Iron Man, because Iron can. He leaks more fluid than an oil pan.
Well, you know how
Yeah.
that
So,
goes.
so you have a place in Lauderdale. We were talking about how we were gonna go down there and do a top cities Miami. We still should, but it was funny because when I was in Miami, we were talking to the driver, and she was telling us how it was so stupid for us to stay in Miami. We should have stayed in Lauderdale because it's like half the price.
Yeah, Lauderdale is fucking awesome. We go to this. We got a little wine bar nook there where the owner was really cool with this artist that copied Andy Warhol,
Yeah.
and Andy Warhol. So there's like Andy Warhol esque and a couple real Warhols in this wine bar, and we go down there. Everyone's got their own glass. They can bring their own wine glass and put it on the shelf, and they just use that as your like serving glass. And we go there. We'll have three. Me and my mom will have 3 bottles. Wander over. There's an awesome Greek restaurant real close. That's like the lamb chops will make you fucking pass out, and then it's just a cool zone. I mean, my fat ass goes down to the pool and the beach. They're redoing the pool next winter, infinity style, but it's real high end place. You know, luckily my uncle successfully shares that wealth with the rest of the family. He lets us have a week down there where we just
Nice.
go. All we got to pay is for the flight. He even gets the chauffeur that picks us up and brings us to the fucking place. We got this condo to ourselves, and it's fucking 3,000 square feet or something condo. I mean,
Holy
it's
shit.
fucking, dude, it's gorgeous, bro. Overlooking the ocean. It's sick.
Yeah, we went to Nobu when we were in Miami, and you think like I think I have a little bit of money. You go down there and you're just a fucking peasant.
Peasant, bro. Run.
So we went to Nobu and
Sushi.
uh yeah, it's a Japanese inspired, but yeah, they do sushi and shit. I don't even think we got sushi, but because they do, it's more of just like dishes. They have nigiri and like fresh raw fish and stuff like that. But we're waiting in line to get into the place because it fills up like instantly. So we went before it opened. Standing in front of us was a whole family, a guy, his wife, another couple, their 3 kids, and they had a nanny with them. And it's just now that's fucking money when you're taking your whole family to Nobu. Your kids won't probably don't even eat any of that shit, but yeah,
That's one of those places where Fort Lauderdale and Miami just as much. I mean, do you remember that video I did on Facebook 3 years ago where I go, look at this hunk of shit pulling in, and it was shot in
yeah,
the
yeah.
parking garage. That's
I
the
remember
parking
that.
garage of this condo, and it's like literally every car is. We were the laughing stocks with the Ford Fusion,
Oh
obviously.
yeah,
I want to
talk
say,
about peasants.
dead honesty, I believe 60% of the cars in that garage are $100,000 or more. So it's
Insane.
a little bit gaudy, that area, because everybody is all about showing off their wealth. They're not.
Oh yeah.
Well, my family's a lot different. My uncle and that. as well off as they are very low key about it. You know, they're very nonchalant. They drive a Grand Cherokee and a Cadillac. They're real approachable, down to earth. Like you wouldn't know their wealth if you just talked to them. I mean, he always just dressed nice and shit, so you'd be like, oh shit, that's a $600 belt or something. But you wouldn't. They never would catch you like that. They're not that type, so they're so awesome.
Check this out. So this is out in front of one of the hotels. That's one cool thing about being a photographer. When I go to these cities, I take it in and I just have my shit on hand. But this, I walk by this, I didn't even know.
There they are.
That's some good shit right there. I was like, I gotta get a little picture of this.
Couple Ferraris with a tent, with a fucking umbrella about to fall on the yellow one.
Yeah, they better clean that shit up. But there's an actual hotel called Nobu, which the restaurant's underneath it. But we also went to this place, and it was Argentinian food. It was the best meal I've ever had in my life. They have a fucking grill outside, and these guys are cooking meat right off the grill. We got lamb chops and a ceviche. It was so fucking good,
What's
dude.
ceviche?
It's just like it's raw fish, but it's and shrimp and stuff, but it's cured with like acid from a lime and lemon. I'm not exactly sure totally what they do, but there's some good grub out there, that's for sure.
What was the price tag on a meal like that?
We had a couple of meals that were $250-ish for two people, but it was like a 4-course meal. It was like an amuse-bouche, an appetizer, a main course, and then a dessert, maybe a couple of pops, like 4 drinks. The drinks are really what gets you there.
Yeah,
it's pricey.
Oh yeah, but they're top of the line, dude. When you have some of these cocktails, you're like, why have I been drinking this peasant juice, these vodka cranberries, dude? What is this fucking thing, though?
Yeah. Check this. So this is this meat. Do you like lamb?
Oh goodness, yes.
This is some of the best lamb I ever had. They bring you out, and it brings it's a little like hibachi thing they bring it out in. This shit was so, the little area that's next to the bone. It's like a little one bite. That's the best bite of grub, dude. That shit was fire.
Dude, what's the pace there? I'm gonna dunk this thing in.
I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I don't think I used it.
Right. Yeah, lamb lollipops, dude. These things are fucking superb.
He goes, I got 13 pounds in my refrigerator right now.
No, I remember one of our mutual friends took me to a butcher that was off Charlevoix in the park.
Yeah.
And this kid had his family owned a restaurant in Detroit. So he had his wherewithals of how this worked, and he goes, come on, we're getting off landscaping. He was working for me landscaping. He goes, come on, dude, we're having a nice Friday night dinner. We just cut a shitload of lawns. Let's go do this. And goes in the back and like starts talking to the butcher / I find out it's the owner / the butcher. He's like, come on in back for a second. He's going to cut something up for us.
The butcher.
I go, what the fuck's going on? He takes us around back. He's got a big fucking jigsaw, like a big fucking saw. He's got a full lamb there and starts just cuts us out the chops. We go to my house. This kid that's got fucking wherewithals in a kitchen starts seasoning and everything the lamb chops. Dude, this is one of the best meals I ever ate in my life in my own kitchen.
Nice. Yeah, my buddy made this coffee rub one time with some lamb chops on a 4th of July. It was pretty fucking tasty. If you do that shit right, the coffee rub, that stuff's pretty good.
What are you doing the rest of the night?
I'm gonna work on some tunes.
Are you you're gonna key into Fat Earth Comedy Twitch?
Oh yeah, baby, we forgot to plug it. If you got a little Twitch going on, you might want to watch up. I downloaded Twitch on my phone last night.
Good. Have that thing running. We're getting closer and closer, baby.
All right, well, we'll close it off on that point. Everybody join Jimmy for his little Fat Earth Comedy Twitch. He's gonna. I hear him tweaking some kind of music or something. He's gonna start bumping it.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Fat Earth Twitch.
We'll talk to you guys next time. Stay safe out there. Ha 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 ha.